Imagine a basketball star stepping onto a golf course and stealing the spotlight. Caitlin Clark's golf debut with the LPGA wasn't just a sports moment, it was a marketing masterpiece. Fans who didn't even know what a Pro-Am was tuned in just to see her. Meanwhile, the WNBA, Clark's own league, was silent. Not a single post, not a word of support. And here's the kicker. The LPGA just showed the WNBA how to market a superstar, and the difference couldn't be clearer.
It is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
By the end of the story, you'll see why the WNBA's silence isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a sign of a much bigger problem. Caitlin Clark is no stranger to breaking barriers. Her basketball talent has made her a household name, and she's brought new attention to women's sports. But what happens when Clark steps into a completely different arena? That's exactly what happened when the LPGA invited her to a Pro-Am golf event. At first, this might have seemed like a small event. It wasn't even going to be televised. But the LPGA's decision to feature Caitlin Clark turned into a marketing goldmine. Fans immediately flooded the LPGA's social media accounts. They wanted to see Clark in action. They asked, "How can we watch Caitlin? Can we attend the event?"
Originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, "How can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event?"
Instead of ignoring the buzz, the LPGA leaned in. They expanded their coverage, airing the event live on the Golf Channel, and even starting their broadcast 90 minutes early.
Golf event. So the LPGA event is expanding its Pro-Am coverage around Caitlin Clark's participation. Golf Channel's Golf Today will begin 90 minutes early on Wednesday and include live look-ins. It has also been said that you will get to see Caitlin Clark's warm-up.
This wasn't just smart, it was brilliant. And the LPGA didn't stop there. They paired Clark with Nelly Korda, the world's top-ranked golfer. This move wasn't just about Caitlin, it was about elevating their entire league. By putting Clark alongside a star like Korda, the LPGA introduced basketball fans to the best their sport has to offer. It worked perfectly. Social media was buzzing with photos and videos of Clark and Korda. Fans who had never watched golf before were tuning in. It wasn't basketball season, yet Caitlin Clark was trending everywhere.
So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere. And the LPGA was so smart in doing this because they knew that there would be so many eyeballs on Caitlin. So if they put their number one golfer, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead, if they put her next to Caitlin for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else.
But this wasn't just about Clark's golf swing. The LPGA used her popularity to shine a light on women's golf as a whole.
That there was so much buzz online, she was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event.
Pro golfers like Brittany Lincecum couldn't stop praising Clark, calling her presence at the event a huge moment for women's sports.
She said what she has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls. But how cool for her to come out and support us this week and only help grow women's golf.
Fans came for Caitlin but stayed for the golf, and that's the magic of good marketing. The LPGA didn't just showcase a star, they built an experience that benefited their entire sport. Now let's compare that to the WNBA.
Now from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season.
Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's the future of women's basketball. Her popularity brings new fans, increased viewership, and more money to the league. But when Caitlin made waves in a whole new sport, the WNBA said nothing. No tweets, no Instagram posts, not even a simple good luck. While the LPGA was shouting Caitlin's name from the rooftops, the WNBA acted like she didn't exist.
The fact that the WNBA posted nothing, zero, posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this Pro-Am event.
You might think maybe they just missed it, but let's be honest. Clark was everywhere. She was trending on Twitter, featured on SportsCenter, and highlighted by major media outlets like Bleacher Report.
You see her at this event. You see the kind of noise that this is making. You see that this is trending on social media. You see that SportsCenter, Bleacher Report, all of these places, every media outlet is covering this, and you don't say anything.
The LPGA filled their social media feeds with Caitlin's photos and videos, pairing her with their top golfers and celebrating her every move. It was impossible to miss unless you were actively trying to ignore it.
If you look at the LPGA Twitter account, it is filled with Caitlin Clark things. Photos of her, a whole video of the fans cheering her, signing things, taking photos, their players hanging out with Caitlin, and obviously they're showing their golfers as well.
This silence wasn't just a marketing failure. It was a missed chance to connect with new fans. Think about it. Basketball fans who never cared about golf were suddenly watching a golf event because of Caitlin Clark. Those same fans could have been introduced to the WNBA. The league could have tapped into the excitement and brought those fans back to basketball. Instead, they let the opportunity slip through their fingers.
This was the perfect opportunity for the WNBA to do, have you seen it when an NBA player or a football player goes to an NBA game or goes to wherever, and they'll be in the comments or they'll just say something, something cute. This was the perfect time for the WNBA to also be posting about this, and they said nothing.
The WNBA's hesitation to promote Clark points to a bigger problem. For years, fans have complained that the league doesn't do enough to market its stars. Clark's debut should have been a moment to change that. Instead, it highlighted just how much the WNBA struggles to harness star power.
And it just goes to show that all of us who have been speaking out about this and saying, it doesn't seem like you guys are giving Caitlin, the kind of props that she deserves for bringing all these eyeballs and, the Caitlin Clark effect that we talk about, viewership, money, all of those things. All of the people who were shouting this for the entire WNBA season, this is an instance where we are proved correct.
The LPGA didn't just create a great moment. They set an example for every sports league. They showed how embracing a star like Caitlin Clark can elevate the entire organization. Basketball fans tuned in for Clark, but discovered the incredible talent of golfers like Nelly Korda. It was a win for Clark, a win for the LPGA, and a win for women's sports as a whole.
They put their best golfer in the tour, league, whatever it's called. They put her with Caitlin because they knew that she would get more eyeballs doing that. They propped up all of their golfers in one event. And you would be crazy to think that they're not going to have another event and invite Caitlin to it. They're going to invite Caitlin to as many events as they possibly can because they saw what it just did for the sport of golf.
Meanwhile, the WNBA's silence sent a troubling message. By failing to support Clark, they didn't just miss a marketing opportunity, they missed a chance to grow the game. This wasn't just about Clark. It was about showing young athletes that the league values its players and wants to see them succeed. Instead, the WNBA's inaction left fans questioning whether the league truly understands how to market its stars.
We were correct. The fans that were saying that the WNBA seems to be trying to quiet the noise of Caitlin Clark, not letting her shine to her full ability, and not, in turn, not helping your own players in the league, we were right. And this event proved it because the LPGA did literally everything correct. They capitalized on the moment. They found a way to put it on television. They allowed people to be there.
Here's the truth. If the WNBA doesn't adapt, they risk falling behind. Players like Paige Buchers and Juju Watkins are the future of the league. These athletes aren't just basketball players, they're influencers with massive followings.
You have great players in this league. You have Paige coming in. You have Juju. Do not fumble it with those girls either. Stop fumbling the moment because you're not only fumbling it for the current players in the league, you are fumbling it for every girl who wants to play professional basketball at one point.
If the WNBA doesn't learn to market them effectively, they risk losing both players and fans. The LPGA just gave the WNBA a masterclass in how to embrace star power. Caitlin Clark's golf debut wasn't just about her swing, it was about creating excitement, drawing new fans, and growing the sport. The WNBA could learn a lot from this moment. They have the talent, they have the star power, and they have the potential to dominate women's sports. But to do that, they need to stop hesitating and start acting. So what do you think? Did the WNBA drop the ball with Caitlin Clark? Should they take notes from the LPGA's success? Let us know in the comments. And if you thought this story was surprising, wait until you hear how the LPGA plans to keep Caitlin involved in their future events. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.